Fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver trunks with turquoise and pink trim, with a background in wrestling. He was a two-time All-American and Big 12 Conference champion, former UFC welterweight champion of the world, Tyron Woodley. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing multicolored trunks, a native son of Cleveland, the popular media sensation, the acclaimed content creator, and undefeated fighter, Jake Paul.
Touch him up, fight hard and clean.
Well, Jake Paul refuses. The crowd electric. The orange and black with LED and Woodley in the white with pink.
The right hand from Jake Paul. His team told me all week, look out to the left.
The light to counter him when he does it against the whole. Paul can't counter him.
Paul talks a Super Bowl.
He has lost 16 straight rounds. We want to see some aggression out of him.
Good combination by Paul. The fire was gone. Maybe this will reignite it. Here in the opening round, going to the body with a couple of right hands, and in his camp.
One thing he's done using the jab, and of course, he's seen that yet. Can't throw the off-balance right hands. He'll be countered.
Was in Ben Askren's corner. Ben Askren stopped in the first round by Jen. Well, to talk a landfill's worth of trash and between Paul and Woodley. Woodley with the jab aerial early.
And you would think,
Yeah, very good point.
A minute surveying the landscape and gets hit.
Combination puncher. Now, you know, you temper that with the fact that he isn't yet.
Right there. Slow down. He's very good. He's ready.
Hey, let's go. Look, you got the momentum. Let's take the momentum, okay?
Bell and round. They should get a podcast. There aren't many of those around.
No.
A minute gone here in the third. Nice run.
You know what's interesting about that? The jab, he almost got a power punch in. I'm not, you know.
Not a lot of offense, but as we saw, two Canucks were on this
that's right. The A-team, baby. The A-team.
Interesting one that Ariel pointed out. You know, Woodley has been longer in a combat.
Okay, it's good. That was really cool, that feature, to see the two monsters.
Gonna try an uppercut from way back, and it almost got there. May or may not have landed for Woodley. Well, guess what? It's a pretty nice punch.
And theater now. We've never seen Jake in this situation before, right? We're gonna fighting in the fourth round. What's going on in his mind? I'd love to know.
And you know,
Business after Woodley touched him at the end of the last round.
Woodley generate offense. How does he do it?
The right hand. And there's an exchange on the inside. Minute and a half left.
You feel, Al, I disagree with Jake's team. Longer this goes, I think it will favor
Sessions, but at this juncture, he's
Woodley beginning to feel himself. There's the jab by Woodley of this 8-rounder.
Well, Marl said it best. It is the first true adversity, Jake Paul. Using the jab, how about that? As a feint, and then the right hand kind of appeared to be a fatigued Jake Paul at that point. And I know one thing, that's probably the first round of Jake Paul
In the fifth. Paul looking to bounce back. Double jab.
Jake Paul needs to land something of note, I think, to keep Woodley. This is where that counter punching is going to need to come into the play.
Steve Farhood gave the last round to Woodley, making it the first round. That
Active in terms of only throwing 12 punches, so he's going to need to be a little more active at late.
wild right delivered by Paul. Territory for Jake Paul.
Hey, man. Don't give this guy no time. Give him.
And then here's where he and Jake Paul had a kind of a...
his gloves back in the day, but there was blood on him back then.
Off in his pro boxing debut.
Step back.
And you know, round 4...
There's a left hook. Taking deep breaths is Jake Paul. Tyron Woodley is out.
Yeah, that's, I think, could be his undoing here because of all his...
Left hook, Woodley on the attack as we go to the...
Good job, baby. We press straight to do this. All day. We got it.
You don't want it 6 minutes. You know how fast 6 minutes go? You want some dog shape.
Paul's kryptonite tonight as we get set for round.
Move your head to Tyron Woodley. That's often been a critique of MMA fighters.
Woodley, that he needs to land something big, and he's got to get in there and throw. You know, those punches are certainly wider now than...
Oh, and he got caught with that left hand by Woodley. Granted, we'd love to see an uptick in offense as they exchange.
Well, this is one of the few rounds in which Woodley already has thrown more punches than Paul, so he has been a little more...
Toughest test, and it is proving to be just that.
Fight goes on, his technique becomes just a little bit...
Oh, there's able to put together sustained attack or combinations left.
And that...
Minutes left.
Bring your feet up a little more. And I need
Early
some
on in that
punches.
last round, Woodley did have landing that kind of short left hook and right by Paul. And, you know, he's gotten some good right hands in.
And final round, they didn't touch gloves at the beginning. They just... And Woodley is seeking that right now with the jab. Set on backhand. Not utilizing the jab, and they're both just throwing haymakers.
It is
Would it? Would it?
No, maybe it wouldn't, given what we've seen of him.
Woodley, jab lands for Paul. Really every single, another deep breath. Coming forward with the double jab. Fighting doesn't give him anxiety. His fear comes from underachieving.
Tyron Woodley's career, his legacy potentially on the line here.
But it would be enough to win him the fight?
No.
Well, they're both winning. Well, right, Ariel. Well, we went 24. Tyron Woodley, and again, a guy whose fights I called over a decade ago when he first...
He did land more punches, and what he showed, I think, was impressive. Now, let's think about this. So, we saw Tommy Fury...
Hopefully, we can finally put an end to the debate if he's a fighter. I think he proved tonight, Jake Paul did, that this...
Fired. And Paul early in round 4 where Woodley, and this could easily have been called a knockdown because he kept him up. It wasn't called that. That could have had some difference in the scoring.
But going to get the tattoo, Al. Remember the bet they made.
And
there's a tattoo.
You did...
Junior.
Woodley. And judge at ringside, Dana DePaulo. And still undefeated, the Problem. Oh!
He didn't get the knockout, but Jake Paul in front of most unlikely boxing journey.